Hi everybody, it's Spiritual Key, back another reading, and we are going to talk about Yvette Wilson. For those who don't know who this queen is, she played Aunt Dell on the Parkers and then on Malicious. She was on Malicious first, then the Parkers. And also, she's a Pisces, and she passed away due to cervical cancer. She was also in, I think she had her first start in Friday, and then it was Def Jam Comedy. She's also a comedian and actress. For those on Friday, she was the one who told Smokey that she was like Janet Jackson. Now, bitch. And when he saw her, that was the first catfish ever. Janet Jackson, now girl. And then she had the hat. Ooh, she had the hat and the poetic braids. Bitch. Oh my God, that remind me of, if you ever seen New York, Flavor of Love with New York, when Heidi told her that she was Beyonce, girl. That tickled me. Okay. So, and also, before I start, we're going to say this. Make sure when you're pulling on someone's energy who's no longer alive, make sure you have permission to continue to pull on their energy. Right? If they say, no, they're not feeling it, their energy's low, then bitch, that means not this motherfucking time. And if their energy's low, light them a candle and send them nothing but positive healing energy to bring up that vibration. Okay? And when you're doing stuff, don't do it and not be genuine. Okay? And I got to go to pull on her energy, but the deal was, if we gonna tell it, we gonna tell it. We gonna tell it. We gonna tell the truth. And we gonna make sure the story is right when we telling it. Okay? I did mention that I hope I did mention that she did pass away due to cancer, and she's also a Pisces. So let's go ahead and pull on how she's feeling. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Okay, so we have the Eight of Coins in reverse, the Five of Coins, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Eight of Swords, and then the Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so coins are pentacles, depending on what tarot deck you have, represents the earth signs and zodiac signs and how grounded we are. And then we have cups, represents the water signs and zodiac sign and how we deal with things emotionally, how we feel emotionally. And then we have swords, represents the air signs and zodiac sign and how we deal with things mentally and how we feel mentally. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I am sensing disappointment when it comes to how she feels. Okay? And also about, she wasn't working like she used to and bringing in the same avenue as she used to. If I'm not mistaken, she does have, I think she has 2 daughters, and she was married the time before she passed, if I'm not mistaken. And when you're both equally bringing in something and then next thing you know, you're not bringing in the same amount as you used to, it's stressful. And, you know, sometimes people's pride gets too big and it's like, I do need help. But it's, how can I say this? yes, I do need help, but at the same time, are you really sincere about offering the help? Because the disappointment comes from people not holding up the end of their bargain. The pay the source is in reverse. That usually means, all talk, no action. You had a Queen of Cups with the Eight of Swords. Putting those two together, it talks about self-care and trying to help self, but your hands are tied. And that sucks when you thought that you build relationships and bonds with people, and then next thing you know, the calls get shorter. Nobody's really picking up like they used to. Nobody's checking on me like they used to. And, some people don't know how to handle certain things, especially when someone's dealing with cancer or something very tragic like this. And, sometimes a person doesn't know how to react or what to say. But sometimes it's not even what to say or how to say. Sometimes it's just listening and being there. Visiting, just showing your presence. Not everybody helped. A lot of people were saying, how people, yeah, girl, if you need me, just let me know. But did you even really mean the shit? Oh, if you need me, I'm here. Are you? Are you really here? Or are you just saying that because it sounds good? But you couldn't wait to get off that phone. And I was doing some research, and I also came across that, she did have hard times, like the medical bills. Medical bills are fucking expensive, especially when it comes to cancer. You gotta do all this therapy, chemo, the radiation. Girl, I can imagine how those bills were stacking the fuck up. Okay, it takes a toll. Everybody's trying to pull their weight, but it wouldn't hurt to have help. And also, and it's crazy because when I almost said when I passed, but I'm still here. But I'm gonna just go ahead and talk like this. When I passed, it's crazy how you people are coming to my funeral crying, acting like, they helped out or they contribute, or making tweets and posting stuff on the internet as if, they were, as if we were still close, like put on this facade as if, we were still rocking the way we was rocking when we wasn't. Don't sit up there with those crocodile tears because everybody's tweeting you and asking you, oh my God, you hear how you feel about that? Oh, she was amazing. She was this and she was that. Come on. You wasn't there for me. You wasn't supporting me, you wasn't helping me, you wasn't paying no bills, none of that. You didn't even have my family, and it's crazy how you're talking like this, but you knew I would be there for you. But how come you're never, it was never reciprocated? Now, granted, not everybody can, but conversation, maybe, it didn't even have to be money. It could have been the little things, like one of her friends, I think he had cancer too. I wish I knew what his name was. I forgot. But he set her up. It wasn't named GoFundMe at the time. I forgot what it was named. But he set up her little thing to where people are helping raising money for her. And I think they raised up to 20-something thousand, I think, to help out. But she ended up passing. At least somebody helped. Don't sit up there and talk that talk saying that you're going to help me when you, that's annoying. And I don't appreciate stuff like that either, girl. I don't like stuff like that. Don't sit there and say that you're there for me, you're going to help me out, and you want to save face on the internet because you don't want everybody to really know the real truth about you. Child. Now, I'm going to ask her this. What advice would you give anybody that is a young actress, a young female comedian, female or male comedian, coming up into this game, what would be your advice? And then I'm gonna ask her what would she have done differently, and then I'm gonna close it out. Okay. What would be the advice for young actresses coming up? Ooh, loud. Child. Ooh. Whatever. Anyways. Okay, we have the, oh shit. Excuse my language. We have the Queen of Coins in reverse. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. The Strength in reverse. The Page of Coins in reverse. Lord have mercy. The Four of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Staffs. Okay, we already talked about Coins and Pentacles and what they mean. We talked about what cups, what they mean. We talked about what swords means. So let's go ahead and talk about what staffs mean. Staffs are wands. Depending on which tarot deck you have, could go by either name. Staff or wands represent the fire signs and zodiac sign, and also represent how passionate we are and how we deal with things in a passionate sense. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I just heard, don't trust anybody with your finances. Right? Make sure that all your finances is in order and invest smart and well. And if you really want it, you're gonna have sleepless nights. And protect everything at all costs. I'm gonna say this. The industry was very different back then than it is now. There are a little bit more opportunities, especially for big girls. I keep on hearing that for big girls, it was harder to get in the door, right? Because they always make fun of them and always make them feel as though, and it was like back then, it was like all the big girls, for some reason, didn't know how to dress, didn't look good to the appealing, like, oh yeah, she's big, so it will do. But when Andell, Monique, and I do not know how to pronounce her name correctly, so I'm gonna call her Kim, the one who played Kim on the Parkers. Those were the more voluptuous girls, the more big girls. And guess what? They all knew how to dress, hair always done, nails did, very beautiful. There was those girls, very popular, very much I can get a man if I needed and wanted to. I'm gonna say this too. Also, when you come in the industry, keep certain people around you that can protect you from certain things, because it's so greedy. The industry always been greedy. But just make sure this is what you want, and make sure your paperwork is right, and make sure financially it's right, and make sure you check on your finances. Because you have people who accountants fucked them over, lawyers fucked them over, like the TLC movie, how everything was pretty much in a circle. Everybody was connected to everybody. The lawyers working for the label, the accountant working for the label. Everybody works for everybody. And it's crazy how they sit people right in front of you, like, oh, well, here's this person, here's this person. It's like, oh, okay, well, since they recommended it. No, everybody is working with everybody. Everybody's out for themselves, and everybody is in teams. And their priority is to get as much money out of you as they can. And also, and make sure that if you tend to overwork yourself, make sure that it's worth it. But don't overwork yourself to death. Make sure that you keep a steady job. You keep something coming in. right? Because sometimes you will lose sleep in this business if you really want to make it. And also protect your energy, and not everybody's your friend. Just because, just listen to me. Just because y'all, be on TV shows with each other or movies with each other and y'all create a bond, just know that sometimes the bond is not real. It's like, it just reminds me of school, how we all went to school and we all had these friends, but then when summertime comes, you don't hear from them. No phone call, no nothing, you don't see them. But they hang out with everybody else. But yeah. But as soon as you come to school, oh my God, friends. Are we really friends, or is it just convenient because we just go to school? We in the same circle, pretty much. It's convenience. Okay, so what would you have done differently? What would you have done differently? What would you have done differently? And also, don't be afraid to show the vulnerable side of you so people can connect to you. If people can connect to you and they know your story more, the more support you'll have. Right? Okay. Okay, we have the Six of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Coins in reverse, the Knight of Cups in reverse, the World in reverse, and then the Ace of Cups in reverse. I'm gonna say this. She wished that she would have used her platform in a different manner. But it's hard talking about certain things that you're going through, and you don't really want everybody in your business. You don't really want people to feel pity or feel sorry for you. But I feel as though if she would have showed more emotion and showed that side, and also I do feel as though if she, how can I say this? She wish she wouldn't have lived in the past so much, right? And lost sight of focus of certain things. And sometimes when you are trying to get more acting deals, they tend to focus on the roles that you played, right? Oh, she was this, she was that. So if you ever want to do something serious, it's hard to get out of that. Even Tanisha said the same thing. And the ones who played Pam and Gina Martin, it was very hard for them to get certain roles because people are so used to seeing them in that light, in that role, that it was hard to try to break free from that role and get other roles because people didn't believe that you could be that person or play that person because they're so used to you being that character. And also allowing people to come back. Right? And what I mean by that is when you fall on hard times and you become sick and word of mouth comes around and oh, excuse me, Lord have mercy. When you allow people to come back and you're trying, and you try to rekindle, you try to give the benefit of that, like, you know what, I'm not gonna be petty, I'm not gonna hold grudges, I'm gonna try to move forward. And when people, word a mouth gets around, oh, so and so has cancer, so and so is sick, and then the person comes around, hey, I'm just checking on you. But sometimes it was just that guilty conscience. Let me go ahead and say something because, and I feel like, don't do it if it's not genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people will make up with a person just to clear their conscience, and it's pretty much very selfish reason, so they can feel better about themselves. It's not genuine. But however, I'll say this: don't blame yourself for any of this. It's not your fault that you fell sick on hard times. Now, during the times you may have fallen off and became very comfortable, but it very comfortable, kind of like, well, sometimes people give up. People tend to give up. It's kind of like, well, when the Parkers got, went off the air, it was kind of like, yeah, well, what now? And the industry can be very weird. Yeah. Girl, I'm so sorry. Because it sucks, especially when you're passionate about acting and you're trying to wait for certain roles to come in, and then you're putting in your work. You feel like you're acing all these roles, and what's it called? Like when actors go in? Excuse me, shit. What's it called when actors go in? When they go in and they, uh, damn, well, you know what I'm talking about, when actors go in and then they read their script and then they perform in front of the people and they see if they want them or not, this, that, and the third. So yeah, when you're going to these auditions, there you go. When you're going to auditions and you feel like you aced it and everybody's telling you did a good job with the woo, but then they decide to go with somebody else, it can be very discouraging. It can be very discouraging, especially Andale. She was Andale forever. She played that motherfucking role. I'm telling you, it just came out so naturally. So if she were to try to play somebody else seriously, that's the thing, when you're doing sitcoms, like funny sitcoms, comedy sitcoms, it's hard to transition and get away from that. Like on Jimmy Fox show, Braxton, he talked about how it was hard for him to get serious roles because everybody saw him as corny, goofy Braxton. Very nerdy guy, tall, very much stern. So when he tried to break away from that, Jimmy Fox show was over it and try to get other roles, it's kind of like, oh, you're Braxton. And now it's like, okay. So when you go into one of these auditions, oh my God, you're Andale. See, now you already put it in the air that that's who I am, that's who I ever be to you. Well, that's the end of this reading. Thank you for watching.